this is my quick review of Bohemian Rhapsody. If you're used to my normal movie reviews, this one will be a little bit different as I'm doing it after the movie's been out for a little bit. So just giving my quick take real fast. Before I give you my thoughts on it, go ahead and tell me yours down below in the comment section. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you find it somewhere in between? This one seems to be a little bit polarizing in an interesting way. The critics were a little bit mixed on it, around 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but audiences seem to be enjoying it quite a bit, and it seems to be a bit of a crowd pleaser, which is kind of interesting the way that worked out. So what's my take on it? So I thought that it was a fun, very watchable, energetic, quick-moving take on the Freddie Mercury Queen story. This is something that I call a Taco Bell movie. It's entertaining, fast food entertainment. It's a movie that you can easily watch, easily throw on. It doesn't demand too much of you, but you can get a good time or have a good time watching it. That's what this movie was for me. The live performances were appropriately vibrant and dynamic. Rami is great in the lead role, charismatic, just has the mannerisms down. You know, the talk about Oscar buzz, that seems a bit over the top to me. The type of role that this demands, he does it well. Doesn't strike me as best picture type of material of what it demands as an actor besides mimicking something else that you're seeing. So that seems a bit exaggerated, but he's great in the movie. He's great for the film and kind of carries the film along on this journey. It has some nice emotional moments along the way. There's some nice jokes in it. I was in a theater that only had 3 of us in it, so maybe the movie's funnier than even I noticed, but I thought there were some nice little lines in it, some moments that kind of hit pretty hard. The powerful moments kind of, make you want to clap along to We Will Rock You and all of it. So it hits the right note. But the problem with the film is that the entire thing feels like they took the Queen Freddie Mercury story and just crammed it into the Hollywood blockbuster script template. The formula for a big Hollywood blockbuster, they just mashed these random details about Queen into that thing where it fit, didn't fit, they just made it happen. If you've read some screenwriting books like Sid Field's or Save the Cat, you know exactly what is going on with this script and with this movie. With the book Save the Cat, there's literally like a beat sheet where they have a list of points in time in a movie when certain events are supposed to happen and when you're supposed to have a fallout and the sort of restoration. Like it walks you through it. And as I was watching this movie, it just felt like the Save the Cat beat sheet. And as you write a screenplay, you're supposed to have the central arc that the character goes on and the subplot that relates to it. All of that. It just feels like screenwriting 101 with the Queen story, which, the Marvel movies have a clear template. They have a clear formula. You can see beat per beat some of the Marvel movies, how they line up pretty well with each other. And so I'm not entirely opposed to formulaic storytelling. Clearly, big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But when you take real life events and a real person, especially things that the general public knows about, and I'm pretty familiar with the band Queen and their story, and you try and take their story and mash it through the Save the Cat beat sheet, it rings hollow. Especially for someone like me that's pretty familiar with the story, at least familiar enough to know, like, this isn't what happened. This didn't play out like this. That's not the timeline for when things happened. And it's a little bit frustrating. I mean, they had to change some events. They had to take a character and make him exaggerate certain characteristics to kind of make him the Yoko Ono of the band. They added some sort of generic behind the music elements into it. And so you take this very unique, extraordinary story of Freddie Mercury and you add it, or you put it through the template, and then you add cliche elements into it, and you take the extraordinary and the unique and you make it feel kind of generic. And that's what they did here. Like I said, it's very watchable. It's very enjoyable. I would recommend you see it. It's a good time. If you like the trailer, you'll probably like the movie. But you can just feel the better movie that could have been. And then for years, Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to make a movie about Freddie Mercury, and he was the person that was working on it, but he wanted to go dark, and he wanted to dive into Freddie Mercury, the dark side, and the band was like, no, we want to do the We Will Rock You, pump your fist in the air version of Freddie Mercury. And that's what this feels like. It feels like the crowd-pleasing version, not the deep study. I give this one, I think I'm going to go a B- and a 7 out of 10. But tell me your take on it down below in the comments section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.